Hey there, thanks for tuning into Bourbon Battles. I'm Joe. Hey, you picked a good one to watch today. If you're from Central Indiana, this is going to be especially important to you. So you're going to want to check this out. We're going to talk about a new distillery, not really new, newish to me at least, in Fortville, Indiana. So stick with us. Okay, so thanks for joining us, guys. Like I said, we're going to talk about a distillery in Fortville, Indiana. Fortville's in the Indianapolis area. It's not too far from Indy. So if you're in that Indianapolis area, hey, you need to consider checking these guys out. They do tours, they do the whole 9 yards. Okay, so get on with it, Joe. What's the name of it? Hey, it's Moondrops. Really cool, cool name, cool place. Let me tell you a little bit about the story. We're going to get into the whiskey a little bit. Before we get too carried away here, let me get a little taste of one of their whiskeys. I've got two expressions here. I'm going to go into detail on these, tell you how I came about them, what I think about them, and everything that goes along with that. So like I said, Moondrops is in Fortville, Indiana. If you're familiar with Deer Creek, where all the concerts are, and I know it's not Deer Creek now, it's Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Extravaganza or some nonsense. I don't know. But that's the general area where it's at. So a couple weeks ago, my wife and I were wanting to find something to do on a Sunday. So, if you're from Indiana, and maybe it's this way where you're from, if it is, let me know in the comments where you're from and what that looks like for you with local distilleries. We have a ton of them, right? Moondrops, Four Finger Distillery, I really like. Hard Truth was not even a small distillery anymore. Haberdasher down at Franklin. We've got them everywhere, right? And I'm sorry if I left you out. Um, so my wife and I were looking for something to do on a Sunday. So I started Googling around. I thought, let's go try one of these new small craft distilleries. I said, oh, Moondrops. I don't even think I've tried their distillate. So let's go check that out. It's not that far away from the house. So up we go. Found a nice place to eat dinner afterwards. Had a really nice Sunday afternoon and evening. So let me tell you what I did. When I got there, I, of course, ordered a flight of all their whiskeys, this being one of them. This is their double oak expression. I got the flight board, which is a great presentation, chocolates and all this. And I don't recall what my wife got, but she has since tried their vodka and really liked it. We tried a lot of their flavored moonshines as well. That's not really my thing, but they're good. Yeah, if you like flavored moonshine, they're really good. I like them. I prefer whiskey. So, all right, let's talk about Moondrops and my experience there. So I get a flight board. Tried, I don't know, 5, 6 of their expressions, and I actually had an old fashioned before I left. Check that out. Like I said, this is their double oak expression. By the time this comes out, this is likely sold out. If it hasn't, call them. Check it out. I was really impressed with this. One of the things that impressed me most about Moondrops is they were very upfront right out of the gate that, hey, this stuff you're drinking is not our distillate. We haven't been open long enough. This is MGP. And I really appreciate hearing that, right? I can dig into a label and I can figure it out for myself 99% of the time. I have zero, and I mean zero issues with a distillery buying some MGP and selling it, right? Look, these guys got to make money. They got to stay in business. You can't just sit on millions of dollars worth of equipment and inventory and buildings and not have any income coming in. So, and a lot of people try to hide that. I don't like that, right? If it's your distillate, tell me. I want to know that. If it's MGP, tell me. I want to know that. And I have not the first issue in the world with it. There's a lot of great MGP out in the market. And let me tell you, this is one of them. This is their double oaked expression, and my glasses just fell off the table. So it looks to me like it's about 101.4 proof, if I'm reading that right. Looks like 50.7. This is a limited release, obviously, because this is bottle 111. I don't know how many barrels they got. But yeah, double oaked whiskey, 60 corn, 36 rye, 4% malted barley. It says it right there, distilled in Indiana for Moondrop. So that's about as far as I can get without my glasses. Good stuff. Honestly, I know I talked to somebody about it. I don't remember if they double oaked it or it was done at MGP. I believe they did it. So they sat on it for a while. So that being said, I did the flight. This was my favorite, so I bought a bottle. I bought and paid for that bottle. As you can imagine, what you see behind you is the tip of the iceberg. All the whiskey goes up there, up there. When I go check out these small distillers, I typically don't come home with a bottle. I just don't, unless it's something that I really think I got to have. And this was something I really thought I had to have. Yeah, it's really good. So at that point, once I did that, I got a hold of the distillery. I shot them an email. They got right back with me. Talked to Mark, the owner down there. Met him. Met the master distiller. Went on a private tour. Thiefed a couple barrels. Here's what's really interesting to me. Tried some stuff that's not old enough to go in a bottle yet. They're going to take their bourbon and their rye. Make sure I get this right. The rye at least 4 years and the bourbon at least 5 years before they bottle it and sell it. That's pretty impressive, guys. Most small distilleries cannot hold off that long. They want to get rid of the MGP or whatever it is they're buying and get their own stuff in a bottle. A lot of times it's not ready yet. Let me tell you something. I tried these at some point in their life leading up to where they're going to be fully mature. I cannot wait for this rye to be fully mature. Wow. I'm just telling you, follow these guys on Facebook or whatever you got to do to know when this rye is released. I think it's a couple years out, but you're going to want to be there in line to pick up a bottle of this. You heard it here first. This bottle, this rye, if it does what I think it's going to do, is going to get national attention. It may end up being the best rye produced in Indiana if it does what I think it might do. And you guys know that there's some rye in Indiana that I absolutely love. And I'm not digging on them, but I think this stuff they had me taste is absolutely precious. And I think it's special. And whew, I cannot wait. So hopefully, Mark, you're watching this video. I want one of those. Make sure if I'm out of town or something, I got to have one of those bottles. I'd gladly buy a bottle, have you and the master distiller sign it. I'd love that. So I'm really excited about that. And then when I was there, like I said, we got to try some stuff with Mark. And Mark sent me home with a bottle of this barrel-proof bourbon whiskey, 61.54%. So that's 122, 123.8 proof. Nice high proof. They did it right. This is the Distiller Select. This is available there. It's 7 years old. 7-year-old MGP. Guys, this stuff isn't crazy priced. I tell you exactly what it costs, but I don't want to mess it up a little bit and get it wrong. I'm sure if you call them, they'll answer all your questions. You see their website there. Guys, if you are looking for something to do, there's a couple places in Fortville. They're really good to eat at. Make a day of it. If you're going to that area for a concert this summer, plan to go here first, guys. Moondrops Distillery, Fortville, Indiana. I can't say enough great things about them. I had I've done several private tours, a lot of private tours with small distilleries. Me and the owner, me and the master distiller, wandering around, thieving barrels, looking at their process, doing really nerdy bourbon stuff. And this was one of my favorite ones of these I've done, no doubt about it. I really enjoyed my time there. Yeah, check it out. If you're in central Indiana, let me know in the comments if you've been there, if you agree with me. What do you like from there? This stuff is all over distribution in Indiana as well. The single barrel that has the Indianapolis Pacers logo on it, Indiana Pacers logo on it, is really, really good as well. In fact, I need to pick one of those bottles up, and I'll do that on my dime. I really love this stuff. Check it out. Send me an email if you want some more tips on where to eat and all that stuff in Fortville. I'll get back with you on that. So, hey, like I said, I'm your host, Joe. You're watching Bourbon Battles. Check out Moondrops. Make sure, this is imperative, make sure you tell them Bourbon Battles sent you. This will help us tremendously. If we flood that place and everybody's saying Bourbon Battles sent me, well, guess what? Mark's going to have to keep me flush with whiskey for your reviews so you know what to go back and buy. That's how it works, folks. Love it. Hey, reminding you, drinking whiskey's supposed to be fun. Do it with your friends. Do it responsibly. When you can, do it blind. But whatever you do, don't drink and drive. We'll see you next time.
If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl.